My ex-mother-in-law sent her church friends to harass my daughters and me. I have now exposed her family to her church community, and she's getting shamed and shunned at church. My daughters, ages 17 and 15, have a strained relationship with my ex-husband's parents, who are 78 and 80. My ex passed away in an accident last year, and we've had some major family drama since, due to his cheating and him leaving two boys born with his affair partner orphaned. She also died. Part of the drama has been my ex-in-laws trying to get custody of my daughters and them also trying to live with us. The first one we're going to court over, the second one will never happen. Where we live, there's a weekend market with fresh produce, eggs, meats, and other products straight from farmers. This week was extra special since it was my youngest's birthday. Since her party is later in the month, I decided to give her a budget and set her loose on the market to get whatever she wanted. Mostly chocolate and sweets. After an hour, I did start getting worried, and just before I called her, she called me. She was crying, saying some weird people have cornered her. I ran to her with my oldest daughter to find 6 older women berating my daughter for being unchristian, for refusing to spend time with her paternal grandparents, or for wanting to be a good big sister to her poor orphaned baby brothers. My daughters are the ones that found out about my ex cheating and the babies, so they aren't fond of the kids. It's trauma and they are working with a therapist. I got between the group and my daughter, telling my eldest to go pay for the stuff her sister had and to go to the car. Then I turned to the women, some of whom I knew from when we went to my ex-in-law's church, and I ripped them a new one. They told I was the worst for refusing to obey my ex-in-laws like a good Christian wife. Barf, eventually the screaming turned too loud and we were all asked to leave the market. I met with my girls in the car, the women following me like a group of vultures. I managed to get in the car and drove away. After my girls went to bed, I got online to talk to another member of that church that I'm on good terms with. I told him about what happened, and after he apologized, he told me what was going on. My ex-mother-in-law posted this massive story in the church's Facebook group about how horrible my daughters and I are, how we are leaving them homeless and penniless, and how my daughters don't even talk to them. She also accused us of being the reason she lost her grandsons. The boys are now living with distant relatives of my ex-husband. Basically, it was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie. And of course, they were getting all the love and support from the more extremist members of their church. This church and its members are a bit annoying, especially with LGBTQ+ topics, but they have a small saving grace. They are incredibly strict about cheating. It's a big no-no, be it from a husband or a wife equally. Now, how did she get around blaming me about the affair children without exposing the cheating? She claimed the other woman was just a friend from work who was in a bad situation. After I heard this from my church friend, something clicked. I knew my ex's Facebook was still active since my kids used it to save some photos. So I logged in and there it was, messages from the other woman from years ago, full of lovey-dovey talk about their secret life and their baby. I had everything. I even found messages between my ex and his mother where he confesses the affair. And she tells him she forgives him, but to never let me find out. I compiled all of this into a nice, neat folder and got to work. I requested to join the church's Facebook group. Once I was in, I posted my story. I was calm, factual. I laid out the timeline of the affair, included screenshots of the messages between my ex and his affair partner, screenshots of the messages between him and his mother where she knows about the affair, and I even included a link to the online obituary for the other woman. I explained how the friend from work was his mistress for a decade, how the orphaned grandsons are his affair children, and how I found all this proof on his still accessible Facebook. I then described in detail how her church friends harassed my teenage daughter at a public market on her birthday. And I named the women who were there. The post exploded. People I didn't even know were sending me messages of support. The church leadership called an emergency meeting. My ex-mother-in-law is now being publicly shamed. The women who harassed my daughter are being ostracized. The church released a statement condemning the harassment and the lies. My daughters are feeling vindicated and relieved. We haven't heard a peep from my ex-in-laws since. The best part, my oldest daughter looked at me last night and said, "Mom, you didn't just win. You ended the game, we're done with their drama.